back to Alien Theorists Theorizing, Case File 37. I'm Zell. I'm
Braden.
I'm Dan.
Mr. Conspiracy?
God damn it.
So much.
Who typed?
So much better.
It's
So much better.
Who typed the question mark on the teleprompter?
We'll read everything that's
Good
written
thing.
on
Good thing we practiced that before we did it live.
It sounded good in
there.
theory.
I did. I thought it was going to be better than that, though.
Oh,
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, we're back. And that was another failed attempt at the intro.
yeah. Case file 37. Where'd they go?
Okay.
Where'd they go?
Where'd they go?
Oh,
There you go.
Where'd they go?
Where'd they go?
Where'd they go? Fuck, that was good. I liked that.
Yeah. Where'd they go?
Comma?
Unexplained disappearances?
Murders?
Murders?
Yeah, mysterious murders and disappearances. So where'd they go / how'd they go?
Sounds about right.
That's good. I like that.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
How long have we've it hasn't been that long since the last
It's been a
one. 2
fortnight
weeks.
since I've been
Well,
on.
you know what? Why do we even talk about like how long it's been?
Yeah.
It's we always fuck it up. No
I like
promises.
to reminisce.
No
Blame daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know what?
that
We
is
can, 'cause
true.
last week we were
That is
going to
true.
record and we fucked up on the daylight savings because Braden didn't go ahead and I went ahead, so the times were an hour off, and then I had to go drinking. So
No, they were actually that we were on the same time, but because I'm always used to recording at 10 o'clock my time,
right.
I'm just playing some ball hockey. I was like playing ball hockey. Then I was like, "Oh, see you guys. I gotta go." And I left. All of a sudden, my phone is like, "Where are you? We want to record." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What?
Where'd you
We
go?"
didn't change the time."
I was actually
I knew it. I called it. I was like, no, you know what? Braden probably fucked it up. Didn't remember that daylight savings
I
time.
was sitting here a little bit mad at first. I was like, "What the fuck? This guy said fucking 9 o'clock." I swear I talked to him like an hour ago. You must have just left for ball hockey.
You think an
Yeah.
hour wouldn't make a big difference,
Oh
but it
my
does.
God. Oh my
the
God.
fact that the Peace River area doesn't do daylight savings time fucks me up too. I was late for work. the
Oh,
other day
I
'cause of
I
it.
can't even talk right now because the
You
burp
don't even
in this
need it.
room.
You need to get rid of it. There's no reason to even have it. Like,
The
you
burp
can
in this
fucking-
room is fucking sinister.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Mr. Conspiracy is just
It is sentient.
unloading these fucking bombs. I've
There's
actually
a malevolent
passed
force
out a
of
little. What are we
itself.
talking about?
I don't know. I'm gonna try and cover up the smell with my farts though.
Oh my
Maybe
God,
those
it's
do that.
fucking horrible.
What is that?
We're-
Ketchup and onions? I can taste it.
Welcome back, Mr. Conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
You know what? Hold on. I want to quickly answer a Twitter question before I forgot. People have been tweeting us in questions here. This is from our old buddy Cobra Law. I've got a question. Why do the regular ATT guys hate Mr. Conspiracy so much?
It's not that we hate him.
Well, hold on, Zelly. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. Like, Mr. Conspiracy, we've never said anything bad when you're here.
Not when I'm here, yeah. I wouldn't know. I don't
So-
fucking
We
listen
say,
to
we
the
say
show.
nothing but praise.
Yeah, nothing but praise.
I should probably
and then
listen to one of the
also-
episodes.
How do you all know each other?
Do we don't. We're just a random group of guys.
Just like, you guys want to start a podcast?
Yeah, that sounds,
Yeah.
sounds fun.
How do
It's
we
back
know- how do we
back
know each-
alley.
I don't even
Hey,
know how we know each other.
well, me and Ryan have known each other since we were little kids. Mr. Conspiracy just kind of is like a ruffian that we
Yeah.
picked
He's a
up.
vagrant.
Just kind of
Vagrant.
snowballed
I
into
just
the group.
showed up.
The
on-
hobo we picked up off the side of the street, cleaned him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gave him a new lease on life, and he blew it.
I blew it.
Dan was my
I bet.
neighbor in Thailand when I lived in Thailand. And then Byron's
Byron's a random Australian we just picked up here.
Yeah.
yeah,
street.
we heard him talking outside. And we're like, hey, we like the sound of your voice.
We like to
We
be
saw him
We
at
like
a
that accent.
kangaroo
we want to
fight.
be culturally
We figured
diverse.
out
Do you want to come on the podcast?
Yeah.
No.
Good eye, mate.
No, Byron, like pretty much married into the group. He moved from Australia
Yeah.
and now he's here. He's never leaving. He said so. He's part of the
And
crew.
then who else has been on? I think that's all the regulars. Oh, and Andrew, I've been friends with Andrew for a long time, and we played all played sports together. Sports.
No, the crazy thing is,
Sports
I've only met
news.
Dan one night for like 4 hours, but I feel like we're
Yeah,
been
I
friends
know.
for a long time.
I got the chance to be out with Dan a few times when I was there.
And yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of weird because I talk to Dan probably more than a lot of my other friends because we do this podcast so often.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's the history of
That's
how
the
we know it.
brief, very boring history
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
Of,
so
there's, a
there's
lot there's a lot
your-
of great stories in those meetings, but that's another podcast on its own.
Yeah.
Where we actually did that podcast originally. It was our first podcast, and
I was talking about how we all knew each other, and
it was really funny to us,
probably
and
terrible
to no one
listen
else,
to.
it was
Yeah.
funny too. So,
No, fucking Tiffany Bergman loved it.
well, we did have one fan. Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Tiffany
we had one
Bergman.
fan. We should. Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. But space news.
Space news.
Just in. Stephen Hawking will die in space.
Yes. The guy's going to space. Are you kidding me?
That's hilarious.
I was like, man,
him up
can his fragile body like handle the G forces of going into space?
Did
I
you
doubt it.
Did you see the video of him in the free fall 0G when they just take you up in the jet and then
Yeah.
drop for 3 minutes?
He was just a human. He was just a human peanut floating around.
the guys like controlling him are like spinning him around like a ball. It's so
Yeah.
funny. And he's obviously like super like crippled. Like, he can't do anything, and he's just like he just has this
Just loving
Stephen
it.
Hawking face. He tells you having the best time, but it just looks funny to like.
It's my Stephen Hawking face.
We cannot put that anywhere.
Yeah.
No one can see that. But no, yeah, he's going to space, which is, I mean, for him, like as like studying the black holes and everything space, like sweet for him.
Just go into it. Just shoot yourself into a black hole and tell us what happens.
You know what? If he died in space, he'd probably be happy.
I bet. Yeah.
Well,
Make me happy.
well, that's my thing. I'm like, realistically, can he survive the G-force? Like that was like, really? Like how it is? I thought it was like pretty taxing to bust through the atmosphere on your body.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the G-force is on the rocket thrust up through the atmosphere like that. But yeah, it's got to be like
It's got to be like 5 or 6.
like there's a reason
Gs.
astronauts train for like 2 years before they go up there. I think so. Maybe he knows. Maybe he
Yeah,
knows
it's-
he's on his way out. He's like, "Fuck, I just want to go." But yeah,
Other space news: Congress passed an act requiring NASA to get humans to the red planet by 2033.
Oh yeah.
I think I
All right.
talked about that one last time. I don't
So
remember.
why?
Get
What's the
people
purpose
to-
of that?
Mars. Getting
Why not?
Americans to Mars. America
just
too.
'cause.
well,
Oh, yeah.
okay, you know what? Someone actually messaged us and they asked us about that. I'll quickly pull it up here.
Quick side note.
Oh, this is what it was. Joe Cannon on Facebook. Do you think Trump expedited the manned mission to Mars because he was briefed about aliens on the moon or an alien threat in general?
I
No,
think
because
he just wants to build hotels on Mars.
Yeah.
yeah,
Trump on Mars.
he's gonna have the best tower
It'll
of
be the
Mars.
best. It'll be the biggest.
Yep.
Everybody
biggest.
knows about it.
Huge.
It's
It's gonna be huge. I don't think anyone would tell him about aliens because I think if he was told about aliens, he couldn't help but tweet it.
Yeah, like, guess what, guys? Aliens.
Yeah, that's it. That's
No,
all
it'd be
it'll
like he would honestly tweet it, be like, "I have the biggest secret. I cannot tell anyone. I've been just told. I'm so privileged to have this secret. I'll keep it with me forever." And then like
Let me
45
just tell
seconds
you,
later, it'd be
it's
like,
out of this world.
"Yeah, out of this world."
Big
And then the next
quotation
one would
marks
be
on
like,
it.
next one is just aliens. That's it. Aliens.
Boom.
I'd love
Yeah.
to see that. I'd love to see him drop that tweet.
Well, I don't know. If,
And then,
if you go from a conspiracy side, then maybe people know that the time on this planet's about to fucking have another great event,
I could see
great
it.
extinction event. And they're trying to get there and
Still hate
break
to live
away
on Mars.
civilization before that happens. But I don't really think that's the case. But
Well, quick side note about Mars: the Curiosity rover took a
yes.
photo of what appears to be a footprint. Did you guys see that?
I'd seen the headline,
Oh.
but I didn't actually look at the photo of it.
The actual picture, they say like NASA's claiming that it's the tracks of the Curiosity rover. Not a fucking chance.
Wait, so they're saying like it's already driven there and then it came back around and then
Well, they say it's like there's actual photos of the tracks that it makes, which are continuous.
like a track, yeah.
It's a track. This is like a footprint. There's no track behind it, no track in front of it, and it's shaped like a foot. It's something else.
Fucking, maybe they Dukes of Hazzard the thing.
I
Jumped it and it landed and did a bounce.
That's it's a possibility because one of the tire tracks on it has got damage to it now, and they're thinking that it's going to be on like its last.
I
run
did
here.
I did see that
Yeah.
after like what's been like 4 years that finally has some
4
track
years,
damage
yeah.
or tire damage. I don't know, the footprint on Mars. Like I can get on board with the theory that like all these ancient megaliths on Earth are actually on Mars too. Like I don't know if I believe or not, but I really like the theory of like the pyramids on Mars. You ever seen those pictures?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
they're like they look like a fucking pyramid, and then the scientists are like, no, it's natural rock formation. And then like all the other rocks around them are like jagged and like misaligned, and these ones are like perfectly symmetrical and like straight line. You're like,
It's all used in Project Pegasus. That's what it's all used for.
what's that? We're supposed to talk about that one time, but we never did.
Project Pegasus is a teleportation device.
Oh,
the
that's
US
what it
government
was.
has control of. And there's astronauts who've come forward and said that they've done it, jumped to Mars, and apparently Barack Obama was one of them when he was a bit younger before he became president.
Okay.
Was one of the people on the missions that went. So if it's true, it would explain that there's footprints on there. So
No,
I can't
go for it.
I can't get on board with the footprints because there's only one.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, I guess.
The pyramid stuff, though, like if you go with like the Anunnaki theory that they came to Earth, and Mars at one time had like some type of atmosphere, it might have been habitable. Who knows how long ago? I wouldn't be surprised if like an extraterrestrial intelligent like race came to Earth and they went to Mars too, because Mars is technically in the habitable zone if it had atmosphere, pretty much.
Sure, there's alien races that have stopped there and
I just
checked
like
it out.
if there's pyramids on Mars and like turns out to be true, like the whole history is rewritten. Because I've been getting to a lot of these fucking megaliths on Earth too.
Yeah. But they're off the coast of Japan. They're finding pyramids like at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh,
They're finding
Is it
pyramids.
Yonaguni? Yeah, those ones are pretty. Those they say they're natural, but you look at them and they look
They're
crazy.
they're not natural. Come on.
That's-
Who are they trying to kid with that?
only because they say they're natural because science can't allow for divine intervention of like any type of like anything that doesn't fit the theory just cannot be included. So there's like, oh, it must be natural because there's no other explanation except that someone built those a long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
But they just can't really accept that yet. No, I've been thinking a lot. We have to do a megalithic structure number 2 because I've been reading into a lot of new ones that have been found. Some in Russia that are just fucking mind-boggling. Drink up.
Yeah.
Ooh, good. I'm definitely down. Hey, so I'm just looking at the pyramids on Mars, like this one diagram. What's that thing where it's that diagram? I can't remember the name for some reason, but it's like the circle and it's the circle that
Vitruvian
sweeps it in the squares,
Oh,
and it's like it's in everything. Like they say things.
It's like
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, fuck. What's that called?
Why can't I remember the name? Like we've talked about it before.
What are you talking about? Like,
Um,
this concentric circles?
No, it's like a square with a little square and then like the circle, and it fits into everything
that's the
in
that's
life.
the Fibonacci sequence.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's like sacred
Okay.
geometry and like
Yeah.
the fractal universe, right?
Yeah, that's
that
the one.
kind of style. Okay, what were you gonna say?
So someone's taken a picture, an aerial picture of the Mars, where they think the Mars like pyramids are,
Yep.
Oh, I'm looking at that picture as well.
and then from one they've done that. They've done the Fibonacci sequence twice, and they perfectly line up, like mathematically with the other ones.
I'm looking at that photo right now, and yeah,
Man, it's pretty crazy because like all of these ancient megaliths on Earth all are based on like sacred geometry like that.
same thing. They
Same
all
kind
line
of thing.
up perfect and stuff like that.
So like there's some
Ooh,
type,
that'd be so cool.
if there is like a lost technology, a lost civilization of Earth, they fucking strongly knew about like this type of mathematics, and maybe maybe it did hide some like different type of like energy, like creation. So instead of this like turbines, they actually like these pyramids and shit were actually some type of energy. Well,
Tell me that's a natural rock formation.
is that a real picture?
Yeah, that's one of the ones on Mars.
Yeah, there's like this. Yeah, pyramids.
I think it's
Pyramids on Mars, like I don't know. It blows it wide open if that's one. But yeah, we got to do it. We got to do another megalithic structure one because I think our first megalithic structure was kind of a bust in a way. Not a bust, but I think we got a lot more to cover on that. Okay,
All right, I'm down.
Okay,
Let's do that.
let's move on a little bit more space news. Have you heard of the X-37B?
I have not.
No.
So it's like this new type of spacecraft that's unmanned, and it has just broken the record for like the longest time a space shuttle has been in space for 675 days. It's been up there, orbiting around the Earth. I don't really know why, but yeah, it's up there, and it's a really like if you haven't looked at it, it's a really like futuristic looking like Star Trek type of ship.
I got something cool for space news. So they shot down the Black Knight satellite.
I seen the headline.
I heard about that.
I
Yeah.
seen the
Heard about
headline,
that.
but I didn't really look into it.
So they shot it down, and the last that I had read on it was that they're going to recover it now.
Where are they gonna? It's gonna have if it got knocked out of atmosphere and like or got knocked out of orbit, went through the atmosphere, it would fucking.
I don't, apparently, there's
You know what?
some pieces hit.
I say that,
So I don't
but
know.
if it is like an actual like alien, like satellite, it's probably not like made with metals like ours that would just burn up and explode
No,
on impact.
probably something else.
Maybe it's something different.
Yeah. Interesting. I wonder why would you shoot that
where,
down?
Where did the story come from though that they shot it down? Who shot it down?
I believe it was the U.S.
Well, I'm like that'd be the main guess. Like,
Yeah.
but
I don't know. The one article I saw was, I think it was like in the Daily Star or something, which was like, they claimed the Illuminati blew it out of the sky with some sort of energy projection technology. Yeah.
Classic.
some directed
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. So I don't know. What's like, if it is an alien satellite, what? Are they going to come looking for it?
Oh, maybe that
Yeah.
maybe that starts the alien war.
Perhaps.
They're like, that's it. Last straw.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. Alien satellite set up 12,000 years ago to spy on humans is shot down by the Illuminati.
Yeah.
I think people stretch the term Illuminati to too many
I
things.
think
But
they do as well.
anyways, any more space news? That is cool.
No, I don't
We should
think.
we should look more into that and come back to it.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do a UFO case file of the week?
That I do. I'm putting it into the Randomatron 5000 right now.
Okay.
I forgot we have to tell it to stop.
Yeah, you have to tell the randomatron to stop.
Boop. Okay. I gotta fix it. It's a little delayed on the back end there.
Right.
Heflin Rex. Old Rex Heflin.
Beauty.
Great name.
Yep, that's a great name.
Rex Heflin.
In August 1965, highway inspector Rex Heflin photographed the UFO near Santa Ana, California. Shortly after this, he was visited by an alleged official of the United States Air Force Intelligence
Men in
who
Black.
took the prints away and never returned them. Stories like these, of which there are many, add weight to the belief that government seeks to cover up some aspects of the UFO phenomenon and may be responsible for several Men in Black stories of earlier years.
That's the
That's fucking
story.
terrible.
That's
That's
the whole
terrible.
Wait,
He took a picture, but he doesn't have them.
Rex Heflin
Rex-
took pictures,
God
says
damn
they
it,
were
Rex.
taken away, no longer has pictures. End of story.
That's
That's
it.
Thank you, Rex Heflin.
You are
Thank
the
you.
man. You get the slow clap of the week. Okay,
Brutal.
that was
just
that was
embarrassing.
fucking
Terrible.
garbage. Is what that was. You know what? You get, that's what you put it in the Randomatron. That's what you get sometimes. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you get
absolute fucking garbage. Sometimes you get one where guys are jumping out of planes and shooting UFOs.
He pulled his pistol out
Flybys.
and didn't shoot.
Flybys. Yeah.
That was my favorite one.
Last week's was cool though. Like, wasn't the collision or the alleged collision
Yeah, it was
with the UFO?
Yeah, where it went down and then.
That was pretty cool. But this week's was shit. So
That was pretty bad.
I-
I lost
pretty
count of the
bad.
tally, but I think we're still about 50-50. But
On good, bad.
good,
I
bad.
think we're probably 50-50 now.
Cool. All right, let's get on to a couple unexplained disappearances, murders, and other unexplained events.
Okay,
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Kick us
Sure.
off, Braden.
So, Gareth, this is a mysterious death.
Mysterious death.
The mysterious death of Gareth Williams. So, Gareth Williams was a code breaker for M16, the British spy agency.
The MI6,
MI6.
MI6.
Yeah, that's
What I say?
M16.
M16.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a model of gun.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say I could read, so. So he collaborated with the NSA to help thwart planned terrorist attacks in Berlin, Paris, and London. And he was in August 2010. He was due to transfer to another agency. His body was found inside a red North Face sports bag that had been locked from the outside. And when locked, there was a small padlock put on the bag.
Oh, so he was stuffed in
Like
there
a
and
big
locked
bag.
from
This is
the
a
outside.
big bag.
Yeah, so he
Cool.
was stuffed in a little sports bag, and the bag was also had been placed in the bathtub. And
Of his hotel, or
basically, yeah, it's in a hotel, and they say that he did it himself.
Oh,
that
come on.
was the conclusion in the end.
Yeah, they said
That's
what they
say happened.
they
Like,
say what he did is he put the bag in the bathtub, somehow fucking climbed in it, used his hand to close it fully, and then padlock it with one hand somehow, but being the padlock's impossible. But anyway, so experts got gymnasts and stuff, and they tried to do that feat of lock the bag, and after 300 failed attempts, the expert
300.
said
What the fuck?
that in theory it is possible, but you would leave some DNA in the bathtub or on the bag, which
Yeah.
there's none. There's none of his DNA on the outside of the bag or in the bathtub.
Weird. So
Yeah,
he was like stuffed in the bag, locked in the bag, thrown in the bathtub.
He
Yeah.
he must have been dead already when
Yeah.
he got stuffed into that bag.
For sure.
because No little
Yeah,
zipper is
100%.
going to hold me if I got stuffed into a bag.
Well, if it's padlocked,
Well,
well, you know.
You tell me that you're not going to be able to tear the fucking zipper apart. I break just zipping up my fly.
Think about
I pull that thing off.
think
man.
about your amount of leverage. If you're stuffed into a little bag and your arms are like pinned up, how much strength are you going to get to actually pull that zipper apart from inside the bag?
And it's a North Face bag.
Just like that.
If it's like a
So
big,
It's a
let's say-
good quality
yeah,
bag.
really good quality, heavy duty zipper.
you got to think.
It went to Mount Everest.
If somebody has gone through the trouble to stuff you into a bag, your adrenaline has got to be through the fucking roof. Your one instinct is kicking in, and it's get the fuck
There-
out of this bag.
There's only one thing we
Well,
got. There's only one thing we can do to solve this: is stuff Mr. Conspiracy
Let's
in
do
a
it.
fucking duffel
Where's the
bag.
bag?
And that's well, you're not going to fit in that case there, but
you know what's funny? I got a perfect bag up here,
do you?
so we'll try.
Oh, your work bag.
It's got your name on it, literally.
So afterwards, because of how fucking weird it is that there's no DNA, people started to question it, and it kind of gained some notoriety. And after 2 years later, the police pointed out, they're like, well, you know what? He also owned women's clothes, and he visited tons of really kinky bondage websites. That was their answer. They're like, yeah, well, he was a freak.
So he could contortion himself into the bag.
Yeah. And he was just
So wait.
into that.
So if he did that into the bag, so they saying he died from what, suffocation, or how did he actually die? Was the cause of death?
Yeah, like he died, like I guess of suffocation, asphyxiation inside the
maybe he
bag.
had some sort of like Houdini fetish, you know.
Some reverse Houdini fetish where he's like,
Yeah.
I want to,
Put me in
I don't
this
want to
bag.
escape. I want to get trapped.
Put me in this bag. I want to come close to death, close to drowning.
That's fucked up.
So apparently, his family said he was really unhappy at work, and he was talking about quitting MI6 and pursuing other avenues because he didn't want to do this transfer. He wasn't happy at the time of his death, and when he died, he went MIA for a week, and
Sorry, when
his
he
bosses-
died, he went MIA?
yeah, like when he was found dead, he had already been missing for a week and no one knew where he was. And it took, like, they found him because his bosses and stuff at MI6 took a week to report his disappearance, even though he hadn't been turning up for assignments. They took a week to report it. And because of the week, he'd been sitting in the bag so long, they couldn't determine the cause of death because he'd been kind of too fucking.
What do you mean the time of
Doing
like cause
it.
of death they could kind of tell, but the time of death they couldn't?
The time of death. And like
Yeah,
they weren't
right.
really sure because he'd been dead for so long. Like, was it asphyxiation? Like, what happened, right? So just an interesting fucking in a bag, no DNA, zipped up, locked, parent suicide.
I love how there's 300 failed attempts, and they're like, it's still possible.
Of all the ways you're going to kill yourself,
let's give
you're
it
gonna
one more
climb
try.
into a
Let's give
duffel
it
bag.
one
Okay, so what's the theory?
Yeah.
What's the theory then? Taken out by who?
I would say probably taken out by, either his coworkers or he knew something that he shouldn't
Yeah,
have
I
known.
think the leading theory is that he was just one of those guys that knew too much information and they couldn't have him leaving or going AWOL or potentially have him like spill any of the beans he might have.
So weak, though. Like, it seems so sloppy. Like, why would you just leave him in a bag? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why did you take him and put him somewhere? Like,
Yeah, why don't you just
Well, like-
vaporize him, get
Job
rid of him
done.
completely? Like never.
yeah,
Like tie a fucking brick to that bag and throw it in the ocean.
Yeah.
right. Stuff some rocks in there and throw him in there. But that doesn't make it. I think it was Houdini fetish. Got a prostitute. She put him in the bag. He couldn't get out. He died.
And then she wiped down everything. Like that, I could get on board with that. And then she was like, "Holy fuck, I killed this guy who's
Yeah.
MI6."
just
And she's
booked
like, "I better fucking use my fucking moist towelettes and wipe down the fucking
Exactly.
have a quick whore's bath."
I mean, I guess that's like the only thing that really makes any sense. But even then, like Houdini Fesh, you think he'd like be straight jacketed and whipped or something,
Yeah.
not stuffed into a fucking bag
Oh,
and
where you
locked.
Even
he
if it
couldn't
was-
find a straitjacket. Those are hard to come by. I would
guess.
think.
Even
Yeah,
if
but
it
he's
was-
MI6.
Yeah, they're probably like issued.
It's probably a standard issue.
Yeah.
What?
I find it weird that if it was,
That comes in your standard spy kit, straitjacket.
yeah,
That
it's
comes
part of the
with it.
spy kit.
it's a little strange that if it was, a prostitute or something that was helping him try and achieve this fetish, that she was able to clean up all of her DNA.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
don't
hard thing
think
to do.
prostitutes are that
No.
aware of
Like
forensics.
if
Where was he found? In his home, right? Where
Yeah, it was a hotel room.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. There's probably DNA all over the place, but they just can't match it. Like,
I guess.
you can't take DNA from anywhere and just match it to a person. Like, that
Yeah.
person has to be in a database. They have to be.
They
a
didn't
registered
find-
criminal or
They didn't.
military.
It just says it doesn't say they didn't find any DNA. It says
Right.
they didn't find any of his DNA.
right on the stuff, right? Or
Yeah.
on
Like on the outside of the bag or in the bathtub where the bag was, they didn't find any of his DNA.
So
So
he-
then
that
again,
means
it's like, how did he get into the bat?
he
Like,
must
was
have
he
been
already
stuffed
in
into
the
the bag
bathtub?
and then put into the bathtub.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, if it was like physically impossible after 300 attempts to like get yourself in there, and they said the only way it would be possible if you left DNA, because you probably like would have to like somehow grab the bag so hard with your hands.
That's
probably,
what
like,
I was thinking.
You'd probably shred your
crazy.
hands, right? You'd probably like shred some fingertips like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit, like trying to pinch that like fabric.
Yeah. Like it's possible that you could probably grab
Yeah,
from the inside, grab the two clasps, put them together,
and like try and
weasel,
jimmy that lock
get
over.
that lock. It'd be tough, but
Well, if they couldn't do it-
I'm sure it could be
If
doable.
a fucking like gymnastics like contortionist can't do it, like this normal
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Straight
but
up,
this
like,
is a
mafia
man.
stuff.
Like this, I don't know his like how big he was or anything, but I'm guessing he wasn't like didn't have the fucking muscle mass of one of those 12-year-old contortionists.
Right. Yeah.
It's still like, yeah, it seems like some straight up mafia stuff. Like that's
It
Yeah,
does.
it does seem.
Seems a little sloppy. for the
Something's
mafia,
fishy
though.
there for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Who wants to go next?
Dan, you want to go for it?
All right, I'll go ahead.
All right.
One of the greater unsolved mysteries in the United States is the case of the Jameson family deaths. The Jameson family, which is comprised of father Bobby, mother Sherilyn, and their 6-year-old daughter Madison, were from Eufaula, Oklahoma. The family had plans to relocate from their home to another place. They were going to buy some land about like 30 miles from their home in Eufaula. Now they left on October 8, 2009. The family loaded up their truck and set out. Allegedly, they were going to go finalize their purchase. This is the theory, that they were going to go out and buy this land, and they were never seen alive again. There was a huge manhunt for when they went. Like, people realized they went missing. They had drones, dogs, police officers, hundreds of volunteers. They went everywhere looking for them, and the only thing that they found was their truck, which was abandoned and locked on the side of the road. And inside was the family's dog, nearly dead from starvation, their wallets, cell phones, IDs, a GPS system, and $32,000 in cash.
Cha-ching.
But they found nobody. $32,000 in cash. They didn't find the bodies, and over the next 8 months, starting from October 2009, people were still looking, and they tracked down every suspect, numerous leads, and they couldn't find anything. And it wasn't until 4 years later that they actually found a set of deer hunters actually found some skeletal remains, which looked like 2 adults and a child, and they were lying side by side, face down in the dirt, about 2.7 miles from where the truck had been found. They were possibly identified through anthropological and forensic pathological testing because the bodies were so badly decomposed, and they couldn't find a cause of death. They couldn't figure it out.
What's weird
Weird.
is if that was like a murder
Oh.
or something, you think somebody would have taken that money.
32G?
Right.
32G.
For sure.
Somebody would have been like, "Yep, I'm
Cash,
taking this."
untraceable. Take
Fuck
it.
Yeah. But it's like if they can't, like, obviously they check the skeleton. It's like there's probably no. Usually, if you get stabbed or something, you'll find fucking nicks in the bones or where you might have been stabbed. No fucking bullet holes in your skull. Like if you just
They
walked
couldn't
out,
ascertain.
laid down, face down, and just died.
Right.
Very strange.
There are a few theories about what happened. Some people were saying that it was depression. Both Sherilyn and Bobby had struggled with depression before, some people had said. Or perhaps they had gone out there and they had stumbled upon a drug manufacturing operation, something like that. I mean, it kind of rings of like an execution style kind of death, that they're laying there out side by side. That's kind of a way to explain it. But I mean, then you still don't see, like you said, you don't see any stab wounds, no bullet holes in the skulls or anything like that.
Granted, I mean they could have just had like their throat slit or something like that.
Yeah,
but-
so the bodies were fully decomposed, right? How long was it, you say?
Pretty much.
A couple of years?
4 years.
4 months. Oh no, sorry, 4 years. Yeah,
4
yeah,
years.
4 years.
Yeah, so they're like they're fully just bones by this
Yeah.
point. So they could have been strangled,
Yeah.
poisoned.
Right. Could have been any one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
But it does get a little bit weirder. Before they had disappeared, the Jameson family pastor, when he was questioned by police, he kind of had some odd statements about the family. He said that up to the days leading to the disappearance, the family had told him that they were engaged in some kind of spiritual warfare in their house. They had claimed it spiritual warfare. That's the words they used. And they said that the family was claiming that they had made contact with spirits of a dead family that used to live in their house, and that their daughter Madison, the Jamesons' daughter, 6-year-old daughter, had been regularly talking to the ghost family's child.
Fucking ghosts.
So these ghosts, I mean, apparently we're talking Madison. Now you could chalk that up to maybe Madison had, an imaginary friend. Kids do that creepy stuff they do sometimes with their imaginary friends, and maybe she was just one of those. But but that it had the family so concerned of whatever happened, and so concerned to the point where Bobby, the father, had become so upset that he requested special bullets at which to shoot intruding entities.
What kind of special bullets?
I don't know. They just said he just asked about his pastor. Said like, where can I get special bullets?
Silver
like,
bullets.
I don't know, silver bullets or
He's
ghost
like-
bullets.
He's like, sorry, Father. I just watched Blade 2. Where can I get these light infused bullets?
Ultraviolet bullets. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
That shit's funny.
And he's like, oh, my son, those aren't real. He's like, oh,
Shit.
shame.
Like, get you those?
Some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
I mean, it goes even deeper weird. Like Sherilyn had apparently was in possession of a witch's Bible in the house.
There's a such thing as a witch's Bible?
Yeah, a witch's Bible.
Gotta get one.
Within the house.
Pull
Now
a picture of one up?
her and I think her sister, or her friend, actually her friend, Nikki Shenold.
You just said hello. Did someone enter the studio?
No.
No?
Oh, that was fucking weird.
You heard something?
I heard the tiniest confused hello.
Oh,
And I thought someone had
Are
entered
we-
the studio and
Are
talked.
we gonna have a second fucking
Are we having
occurrence?
another demon in here?
Oh, my
fucking with us?
God.
I don't know.
I
weird.
didn't
That was
hear.
weird.
I didn't hear.
I didn't hear a damn thing.
The last
Okay.
one we really heard in the recording. So
And
Well-
it fucking sounded like it said hello.
no, it just sounded went
Like
I thought it was like, oh.
well.
Almost
you
'cause-
you hear what you want to hear, but
Byron in studio here did the old hello,
yeah, he did.
and he asked back, and we were all like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
Still, I don't know.
Anyways, could be another ghost, but continue.
so. Well, it happened like 6-7 seconds before I interrupted Dan because I was like, I thought maybe you would be like, oh, it's just someone came in the studio, and then you didn't say anything, and I was like, oh my, weird.
Super weird.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Sorry, Dan.
Nikki Shenold was Sherilyn's best friend, and she went on to claim to talk about the witch's Bible. She said that her and Sherilyn had both they had been interested in witches and that kind of stuff, and they kept they both had a copy of this witch's Bible, and they used to keep it on the coffee table as kind of like a conversation piece. So I mean, you could kind of explain it that way, but that Sherilyn shared with with reporters and like police later that she also felt some sort of presence in the house. Like she always felt that the house that Bobby and Sherilyn and Madison all lived in was haunted for some reason. She said it felt just strange. Like it had just a pall of depression or something, you know, those places that you go to and you just get that weird feeling that you can't really explain. She even claimed to have seen some sort of dark mist descending the stairs at one point. And it's really scared her. And she's just, she reported that Bobby, who was normally a gentle man, like sometimes she would witness that his eyes would go completely dead and black, like he was possessed. And it was just, you know, so is it one of those, some people say maybe that it was some sort of kind of spiritual possession that killed him. Like the family just went out. The last footage of the family is a recording taken from I think a gas station security camera, and they said that they went in to go and buy some supplies or something from the gas station, and it looked really strange. Like the two adults were walking almost in a trance-like state, and they didn't talk to each other. They said that Madison, the daughter, was usually when she was in the car, she would be excited to go somewhere. She liked road trips or things like that, going new places, and seemed excited. But when they saw her, and they could see the car from the footage, and she just nothing, like absolutely
Weird.
nothing.
What's strange about that is if you know that you're gonna go out and kill your family, why would you stop for food and drinks?
Right.
Trying to make
Why
them
would
feel
you-
comfortable before you did it. I don't know.
Why would you have all this stuff in the car? Why would you need? I mean, you took the dog with you. You took the dog in the car.
Took a massive amount of cash out. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, why the
You left your
cash?
wallet.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
GPS system. Yeah.
very strange.
Why?
Very strange.
I could go
So
for
it's
20.
just-
I could go for 23 grand worth of cash right now.
32.
32.
32 grand. Yeah.
A little dyslexia has popped into my brain there, but
Fucking
Yeah.
ghost.
So it's still
I think-
to this day unsolved. Nobody knows exactly what happened.
so there's
And it's
just unsolved case, no suspects, no nothing. Just they're dead,
Nothing.
and they don't really.
They had
know.
one. They suspected maybe that it was like this cold-blooded killing by Bobby's father, because apparently Bobby and his father had a kind of falling out over a sale of like the family gas station, where the father kind of weaseled him out of some proceeds from the.
Go,
the sale. So
Bobby.
What was that?
That's my that was my
great.
Hank Hill.
That was really good.
Hank Hill? I haven't heard that. Fucking a reference to that show in a long time.
Why? Why did you just do that impression?
I wish
he said the name was Bobby, and then I
I
was
wish the
thinking
guy's
of
name was Hank, but the father's name is Bob.
yeah, but that's
They're
why I
both
went
Bobby. They're both
Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby. Go.
I'm gonna give it not as good as your Owen Wilson, but not bad.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What in the hell, Bobby?
Okay, what the fuck was that on Twitter? There's gonna have Owen Wilson off. Is that what I was reading?
And
Yeah,
Owen-
someone wanted another. I guess another podcast does an Owen Wilson, and they wanted to have a wow off.
Do they do
Wow.
it? Do they do it before us, or were they just following?
I think they did it after us,
Right.
but I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not the
You're not-
judge and
you're-
jury on.
you're not the first person to do Owen Wilson, but
No.
they probably heard you and like, well, that sounds pretty good. We
Yeah.
should have Owen Wilson off. Are we gonna do it? How are you gonna even do that?
It really just ends with one word for me. So like,
It's true.
Wow.
I've got wow.
Wow.
Oh no. I
It's
got
been going on for like 12 podcasts now. It hasn't gotten old.
Yeah, it won't get old.
So funny.
my new thing. Anytime you guys say something surprising now, I'm just gonna do a Hank Hill. Go.
That's a really good impression, actually.
Okay, Dan. Anything else on that one? Unexplained.
That's
they don't
that's
really
as far as
know.
it goes.
Super fucking weird. You had what'd you say it was? Fucking
Yeah,
demonic.
satanic
warfare?
Bibles, demonic, spiritual warfare,
Spiritual warfare.
satanic Bibles, possession. Those are some of the theories.
Yeah,
thrown
I
around.
pulled up a picture of the witch's Bible. It looks pretty fitting.
Yeah, that's creepy looking.
Kind of want to get one. Oh,
I want to get one too.
I just had a quick idea because we're going to be doing it in. Braden's going to be in studio in about a few weeks here. What if we do playing with Ouija #2?
I want to be part of
Oh, let's do it.
What if we
Let's do it.
What if we try and get a demon board? And we'll do it right.
Didn't somebody say you're supposed to get the spirit
There's a-
circle? Or
that. There's
Yeah,
a lot
I saw
of
that
shit
on.
you need when
Yeah,
you're
we
trying
heard
to do
spirit
this.
circle, demon board.
You need like white, so there's a special type of candle that you need to get.
I'm gonna throw up because Mr. Conspiracy's burp is so
They're pretty
fucking
bad. Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Go.
That's pretty much right. Okay, well we'll talk after hours here about that. But
Yeah,
okay,
I'm down for that.
What I got a story here.
All right,
You want to go or you want me to go?
Mine's really quick actually, so I'll just
okay,
pound
do
it
it.
out. All right, so
Power through it.
August 16th, 1942.
1942.
Lieutenant Ernest Cody and Ensign Charles Adams are flying a blimp, and they're going to go and do air patrol and check out what was a oil spill just off the coast of where they were stationed. So now, before they even got close to the coast, their blimp was seen by many slowly coming down. It hit a bunch of houses and crashed. No bodies were found. Everyone that was in the town ran out to check them. Gone. Completely disappeared. They did like aerial searches of where the blimp flew and where it crashed. No bodies were found. Nothing. These guys literally fucking vanished.
So they went up in the blimp. They crashed. Were never found.
The blimp crashed, and they were gone.
Did it? Well, I know the blimps were they helium or something. So
Yeah.
like, it's pretty explosive. Like, did they get incinerated
It didn't blow up. The blimp didn't blow up. It like slowly came down, sideswiped a few houses, and then just pretty much landed itself. And people were gone. That's it. That's the whole story. They were gone, man. No bodies found. Nothing. Gone without a trace. Fucked up.
What? They never like nothing was found.
Nothing. No bodies. They did aerial searches of where the blimp had left and the path that it took. Like looking on the ground for bodies, any sign of anything.
Oh, it's like just in case like maybe they jumped out or something. Or...
Nothing. They're gone. Never heard from.
So
never seen
just
again.
2 people.
Just 2 people. Yeah, Lieutenant Ernest Cody and Lieutenant Ensign Charles Adams. Gone.
Ensign.
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 What?
It's
Come on,
Ensign.
it's close enough.
We have a friend named Ensign, so
Yeah,
I
it's spelled the same.
get where you're coming from there. So theories on that? Vanished in the air.
What?
In the air, and so
It w-
right up until they disappeared, the inside of the blimp was completely undamaged.
Is it a blimp or a hot air balloon?
It's a blimp.
Like we're talking like a Zeppelin
blimp.
here, like a big fucking
There's
like.
a picture of it after it crashed, right there.
I'm taking a look at this right now.
Yeah,
It looks, yeah.
It's a blimp.
You can see like the capsule underneath the blimp. You can see like the deflated top.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's.
there's a bunch of people standing.
It doesn't
around
actually
looking
look that damaged, to be honest.
at it. No, like it didn't come down and like hit hard like something bad had happened.
It's like it was like a slow
Yeah,
It
fall
just
out of the air.
slowly
Like-
went down, like somebody had stopped.
So like
I mean-
whoever's on the controls stopped like inflating the blimp, and then it just
yeah.
slowly
Just
just
went
went down.
And they're gone, man. I was trying
I
to
know.
like, find more stuff on it this morning when I was looking.
And
There's nothing.
how many people were on it at the start?
There's 2 guys.
Yeah,
That's all it says is 2 guys.
yeah. I don't really know. I don't know much about fucking like the Zeppelins, like
They-
those old school blimps like
They
that.
jump out together?
It doesn't say like that's the thing. It's like they did searches for bodies along the path that the blimp had taken, and there was nothing. So it's like either they jumped out and skipped the country perfectly without a trace, and are living on the beach somewhere. I don't know. But it's like why? Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Now,
weird.
this might be a stretch, but is it possible that they were both nerds and going up in a blimp just elevate them to a new level of being a nerd that they just evaporated?
Just turned
It's
straight to
definitely a
energy.
possibility.
Yeah. Like they went up there and one of them said like diddly and then they just evaporated.
Diddly?
Diddly?
Yeah. I don't know. A couple Ned Flanders up there. It's my only thought. If they didn't jump out, they just
That's the thing.
The only
Spont-
the thing
spontaneous
the first thing
combust.
comes to my mind when I see that a picture of the crash is it's not crashed in a way that they could have crashed slowly, got out, and like faked their own death and like fucking ran away pretty much.
No, well, the fact that
But
there's
they
no
crashed
bodies.
in the like the town, which is
Yeah.
weird, right? If they crashed
So-
in the woods, I could see them like getting out and leaving, and this been like just like
Just
never
vanished,
just vanishing,
yeah.
right?
But like there's
They're in a
this
town.
photo, there's
Yeah.
there's a couple hundred people around this thing. Like
Yeah, it's
watching
pretty crazy.
and looking on, and it's like I don't know. Like these are US Navy photos. That's what it says. So I don't know. I'm gonna chalk that one up to I don't know.
So
Look it up.
Alien abduction in the air.
It's a possibility.
We'll go with that.
I mean, as of now, that's probably the best case
Yeah.
scenario.
yeah, I could get
I can always
I'd get on board with
the
the alien.
alien abduction
Yeah.
because if you can't explain it, anything's possible.
Yeah. So I don't know about that one. I couldn't.
There's
I
no
couldn't-
other theories on like what maybe could happen to him, or
Not that I could find. I mean, it was literally just like they're gone.
That's no bodies.
No
never,
bodies.
Never seen again.
No, yeah, they're gone. So I don't know about this one, man. I was looking and trying to find more stuff on it, and there's nothing. So, to the people listening, look it up. If you can find something on it that I missed, awesome.
Well, they probably can. So
I know they can.
I'm gonna give that one 2 gods out of 5.
2 gods out of 5. Can we
My
hear
new
both
rating
of them?
system.
It's our new system.
Go.
he just spit beer out of his mouth. He can't take it. Okay, yeah.
I'll have anyone a Hank Hill off. My Hank Hill
Oh,
being
love it.
surprised is
You're
is
pretty
on
spot
point.
I
on.
haven't seen that. I haven't seen that show in so long. I don't actually remember what the actual
It's-
voices sound like.
It's actually a great show.
I remember the intro. Dun, 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 dun. Is that the one?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one.
Dun, dun, dun,
Oh, yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Something like that. And they're sitting on the curb on the
Everything's
couch.
fucking so fast, like sped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember that because I learned it on guitar one time, a long time ago, and then I forgot it.
All right, Mr. Conspiracy has to step out for bathroom
Mr.
break.
Conspiracy's out.
Bathroom break.
Good riddance.
Okay, well, he's gone. Let's make fun of him. Okay,
Not quite gone enough.
I got one last. I got a story here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Have you heard of the Flannan Isles incident?
I think you and I have talked about it before,
We've talked
and I
I've
think
heard
people have.
talked briefly about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a few people have definitely mentioned this, and I've looked into it. I've listened to a couple of podcasts, and it's actually like it's around the internet. It's a really old. It's an old story. We're going all the way back to December 1990, and the Flannan Isles are like a chain of like small islands off the west coast, like northwest coast of Scotland. And this lighthouse was built in 1895 to 1897. And at the time this happened, there was 3 lighthouse keepers on this island. The island's called Eileen Moor. So it's just like it's the most northwestern island of this island chain, the Flannan Isles. And it was a perfect place to build a lighthouse because like before there was a lighthouse, I guess there was tons of like shipwrecks there because there's like crazy shoals and crazy weather. So 3 lighthouse keepers on this on Eileen Moor: Thomas Marshall, James Ducant, and Donald MacArthur. So the first 2 guys were full-time lighthouse keepers, as far as I could tell. And Donald MacArthur was a part-time lighthouse keeper. He was kind of filling in for someone who was sick or couldn't make it or something. But pretty much the story goes that in mid-December 1900, the lighthouse, the lamp went out. I guess ships had been going by and they noticed that the light, because it was supposed to flash like, I don't know, like 3 times every 60 seconds or something. And ships were going by and they noticed the lighthouse was out, like the lamp was out.
the beacon was not lit.
The beacon was not lit. Exactly. What were those beacons called in Lord of the Rings?
I was just watching.
Oh,
Beacons of. Anyways,
uh,
picture that. Picture a beacon not lit.
is it Beacons of Gondor?
It sounds like it, but
We could go. Well, I mean, it's from Gondor, so let's go with Beacons of Gondor. So the Beacons of Gondor,
Yeah.
it was not lit. But the seas were so bad for like a couple weeks after they noticed it wasn't lit that they couldn't get out there to like check on them. So eventually, I think it was like, they say it was around, the story's so old that there's a lot of misinformation, so it's hard to really get down to the like probably what really happened. But they say about December 26th, Captain James Harvey led a ship out there for a replacement lighthouse keeper, because there's lighthouse keepers of 3, like 3 per shift, and every 15 days one subs in and out. So James Harvey was the captain, and Joseph Moore was the replacement keeper. And so they waited out the storm. Eventually, they could get out to the Eileen Moor. And when they got there, when they finally arrived at the lighthouse, they're just parked offshore, and they're supposed to be when there's supposed to be a switchover. I guess it's supposed to be like a white flag saying like it's okay to come board the island. There was no white flag when they got there. The 3 lighthouse keepers were not. They weren't there to greet them, right? So right away you're like, holy fuck! Obviously the guy Joseph Moore, he knew something. Everyone knows something happened. So Joseph Moore, he goes ashore. He goes up. He like kind of searches around. He's calling for their names and shit. and they can't find anyone. They go up to the lighthouse. They go into the lighthouse. This is where the story starts getting super weird, because they go into the lighthouse. There's they go into the kitchen. There's like a chair knocked over with like half-eaten food on the table. He goes into the bedroom. The bedrooms, I guess, were still like perfectly kept, like hadn't been slept in. So he's trying to figure out where the lighthouse keepers went. He can't find them. They searched the whole island. They searched the whole lighthouse. They can't find any of the keepers. They have no idea. They have no idea why, because one of the main things about lighthouses, especially back in the day before they're automated, is one person's always supposed to be in the lighthouse. What's that, Mr. Conspiracy?
Oh, I just heard a funny noise.
Oh, anyways, Mr. Conspiracy's hearing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the weird thing, it starts to get weird, is there's always supposed to be one person in the lighthouse. But what they notice after inspecting the lighthouse and the whole island, and they can't find any of these three guys, is the lighthouse keepers are all equipped with like a set of like sealskin, like outdoor wear for like the wind and wetness of the island and shit. 2 of the sealskins were missing, and 1 sealskin was still in the closet in the rack. And there's 3 guys on the thing, so they deduced that 2 guys were out in the sealskin, and 1 guy, he went outside with no sealskin, pretty much. And they're like, well, why the fuck would you do that? Other weird things with it. The clocks in the lighthouse had stopped when they checked it. When Joseph Moore went up there and checked, the clock in the lighthouse had stopped. I couldn't find out what time it had stopped at, but I was hoping it was like 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
Something
The
fucking
time
creepy.
Of the dead or whatever it is.
So far, there's no sign of the keepers. They don't know what the fuck happened to them. There's half-eaten food on the table with a chair knocked over. That's the only thing out of place that they could find, and the 2 missing sealskins. Pretty much everything was in order as it should be, except for that stuff.
Huh.
So, this is where the story, I'm not sure if it turns to lore or if it's true or not, but supposedly there was a lighthouse log, and they're supposed to like log every day, and some of the main notable entries was December 12th, Marshall wrote, severe wind, Ducant was very quiet, like his other lighthouse keeper, and MacArthur was crying, and he was, I guess, supposedly like a really tough, like old military guy. That's one of the lighthouse log entries. Can't tell if this is part of the lore or not, but still pretty cool. December 13th, all men were praying, that they wrote in the log, pretty much is what they said. And December 15th, in the log it says, storm ended, sea calm, God is over all. That was pretty much what it said. So it's pretty much saying that they made it through the storm and they're okay. But December 15th is pretty much when they think that the light went out, and there was no other entry after that.
Weird.
And then the story gets a little bit weirder. Weather records from the time saying that, yes, there was a storm around that time, but the storm didn't actually hit till December 17th.
No, that's strange.
So now if this log is true, like he's logging that there's a wicked storm 5 days before the actual recorded like archives say there was this wicked storm. And to this day, they've never figured out what happened. It's super fucking weird.
That's very strange.
So now we're going to go into some of the theories that people think that it is. The main prevailing theory is that, okay, there's this one guy, I think his name was, I can't remember his first name, but Murhead. He was the guy who filed the report. And what he says in his report, this is like the main accepted theory, or it was for a long time, is that they were all taken by a freak wave. They all went onto the lighthouse, onto the fucking platform or whatever, and they got taken by a freak wave and washed out. Which would be all good, except the platform that they were at or would have been at, like, because these guys are experienced lighthouse keepers. They're not just gonna if it's a fucking storm, they're not gonna start scaling down the stairs trying to get to the shore for some reason.
Yeah.
So they would stay relatively safe, and always supposed to be one guy's in the lighthouse, because that's your job, to keep the light lit, keep the beacon alive.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right? So if that story is to be true, the platform that they would have been probably standing at is 110 feet high.
That'd be a fucking big wave.
Exactly, right? And in the 1990s, they started putting up all those like those buoys around measuring ocean swell,
Mm-hmm.
and they found that during some freak storms in that sea, like that northern sea there, northern Atlantic, that the biggest wave that they recorded was 61 feet. So not even half the distance to the top of what the platform would have been. That's what they're saying. And the highest wave ever recorded now that we know of, as far as I could find, is 95 feet ocean swell, which is fucking huge.
That's big.
Like you'll flip ocean liners that would like just devastate anything, right? So in order for that theory to be true, it would have to been the biggest wave ever recorded at 110 feet. And then, but there's also accounts that like the railing, because there's like a stairwell up, that railing was all bent out of place, and there's like a crane to like hoist supplies up from the platform. That was knocked out of place too. So like the theory of the wave hitting that stuff, maybe. But the biggest mystery for me is the 3 lighthouse keepers. 2 of them had went outside, obviously, because they had their seal skins. But one guy, sealskins were still in the building, yet he was gone too. So what would have propelled all 3 lighthouse keepers to leave the lighthouse against like their only job and all be taken or swept away?
I don't know, man.
Thoughts on that? It's just a super strange mystery.
I was gonna say, like, you know, if you're in a lighthouse with 2 other guys and you're starting to go nuts, say 2 of you are gonna kill the other guy, so you kill him, right? You have a little bit of a struggle. You knock over a chair while he's eating his dinner. You bring him outside and you throw him fucking overboard. Where do the 2 guys who did it go? Like, everybody's gone.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, and I could totally get on board with that. Is say like MacArthur, he was losing his shit.
Yeah.
The only thing that could make sense to me is one guy fucking double murder, double homicide, suicide. Like killed these 2 guys and then fucking threw himself in the sea or something.
You could see that, yeah.
But then they would have found blood or something. Like he cleaned death him and cleaned it up.
Yeah, there was no signs of trauma, no signs of anything out of place except for like the kitchen with the 1 knocked over chair, half-eaten food, and the 2 missing sealskins.
Like you'd have to get both of them outside, you know? Is it like
and then someone else would have to put on a sealskin.
Yeah.
Right, and they left the 1 sealskin. Yeah. It would have to be like he got one guy outside, like, hey, come outside, look at this. They pushed that one guy off. And hey, he jumped. All right, come out here, go look. And then he pushed.
He's like, let me get my sealskin real quick. He's like, no, there's no time. He's like, oh, I'll get it real quick.
Yeah, and it makes sense if like 2 guys went out to like so there's like theories of like they went out to secure like that kind of like crane platform, like the ropes and shit, and then they got taken by a wave.
Well, it's just, if a wave, 110-foot wave was hit a platform, you think that the inner part of the lighthouse would have got some water in it.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. If there was a wave that big, there had been water damage on top. I don't know, maybe not because of rain and shit. But
you think if there's a lighthouse on an island and 110-foot wave hits this island, you think you'd be like, what the fuck happened to this island? Not everything would just be perfectly in place still.
No, yeah, I could get on board with that because like most islands have like the wave break where the waves have like constantly eroded from like the tide and all the waves over a long period of time. And so a wave like over double the size of the highest measured wave in that sea just comes crashing in, and
it would have done some damage. It would have fucking thrown rocks.
Yeah.
It would have fucking say there was flag posts or something.
As I said,
would have been torn out.
There was damage though to the railing and the crane, like the gantry, like the big fucking winch kind of thing. But it's just weird that 2 guys took their sealskin coats, went outside, disappeared, and then one guy disappeared but never went outside with anything.
Yeah, that's
so if you wanted to kill someone, you could have said that those 2 guys, they went out and they got taken by the sea, and I'm still here alive, I'm manning the lighthouse, but they all were taken, or it was a murder, like double homicide, suicide, or like the theories go like it goes to supernatural. Obviously, it goes to aliens. It goes to like haunting of like Saint Flannan, which the isle is named after. People lighthouse keepers, like over the next 50 years before they became automated, say they could hear like ghostly voices on the wind of Saint Flannan, like in the lighthouse keepers, and like.
Oh, shit.
But I think that just comes with like the eerie nature of like someone vanished off that fucking island.
Yeah,
but
I think so too.
Yeah, it's just a weird, unexplained mystery, and the prevailing theory is that it was a wave. They were all taken, and then the stop clock, the knocked over chair, half-eaten food, and the 1 sealskin still there was just kind of like, we don't really know what happened.
I wonder if it.
Where'd they go?
Yeah,
Where'd they go?
Where'd they go?
It's weird that this like I'd like
Where'd
to
they
try
go?
and find out and see what time that clock stopped at, because then it could have been something paranormal where they got fucking
That's what I
entity
try. I
pulled
try
them
to
into another
find the
dimension.
clock stop, but then at the same time I couldn't tell if that like because it's such an old story. Like I bet you there's a lot of lore built into it now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I try to like stay away from a little bit of the lore, but
Very strange.
very strange. It's a very strange, completely unexplained disappearance of the lighthouse keepers. There's been like poems written after it and plays and songs. It's like a pretty well-known piece of folk tale now, but still never explained. No bodies ever washed up. They don't really know other than like was either a wave. There's theories of like people took them off the island. Like I don't know who they would have been. They're like someone came in and stole our lighthouse keepers. Like what?
That's strange. I mean, it's definitely still a possibility, but
This is weird too, because if that log is true, and they said like the storm hit on the 12th, but then the actual like records, if you look back, say the 17th, did they experience some type of like Bermuda Triangle? Like,
is that where this was?
no, this is not in the Bermuda Triangle at all. But I'm saying like that type of like freak, like weird phenomenon.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go with my casual. They probably ended up in a different dimension.
Yeah, just fucking slipped into a rip in the space-time continuum.
You never know.
It happens.
Yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on that? It's pretty fucking weird.
That is a very weird one.
Just like there's no closing on that one.
And it's like it says that the big tough military guy was crying.
Well, that's
Why?
that's in the journal. I don't know if that's real or not. But like that goes to the theory where like, okay, maybe he fucking lost it. He killed the two guys who were outside and then he killed himself or something. But
I can see that. I mean, you're going fucking crazy. The last thing you're going to do is put your sealskin suit on.
yeah,
Yeah, you're about to
maybe those two guys like fucking put on their coats and like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. This guy's losing it. And then
Or maybe he left and they went out after him.
Perhaps.
Oh, you know what? I never thought about that. Maybe he did leave and he was like fucking around, like, and he was just losing his shit. He was on like that crane gantry and like,
Dropped the crane, fucking
And then-
smashed the railing.
well, not even that. Like they're there, so they're lower than the 120 feet because they've gone down now to the railing and shit. And they're trying to go out there, like trying to get him back in, and then the wave comes, takes them all.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Could happen.
But it's just weird.
That's-
If the clock did stop, which I want to think that it did,
Yeah.
that just makes it more paranormal and pretty creepy.
I mean, what are the odds that the fucking clock just stopped as soon as they go missing?
right?
Or you think that it would have either kept ticking on, or
Anyways, I don't have any more theories on that. Anyone else got something? Thought that pops in your mind?
Nope.
No,
I got that. That's pretty crazy.
where'd they go?
Where'd they go?
Where'd they go?
Where'd they
Giving
go?
that one 3 goals.
Cool, boys. I think we should wrap this one up. We should go on to some closing housekeeping here, and then
Yeah, that sounds good. I do have a lot more stories too, so we can do some more
Some after
mysterious
hours.
deaths and stuff. Yeah. Well, we don't have to do it after hours, but for another case file or whatever.
yeah, like there's mysterious deaths, like hundreds of good
There's
ones out there for
thousands,
sure.
man.
Man, it's crazy to think about that. Like we're saying these but like how many mysterious disappearances there are, like even ongoing right now that we just don't know about.
Yeah, never
It's
reported.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right,
Very strange.
house cleaning things. Braden, what do you got? Anything?
House cleaning. No, I can't think of anything that Let me check Twitter while we're doing other house and see if there's any more questions before I don't think I have anything else. Oh, I do.
You do?
Yeah. I'll be going to WrestleMania
Right.
in exactly 4 days. I'll be leaving for Orlando. So any podcasters in Orlando or fans, you want to meet and have a beer?
Just got
Message the
Dave Clay down
Facebook
there.
or Twitter. And if you message Facebook, Ryan will
I'll pass.
me your
I'll
number
pass it on.
and-
there's been a couple
Yeah,
couple people message already, so I'll make sure you get that. Maybe set
make
something
sure to
up.
pass those to me. Yeah, it'd be pretty. It's gonna be pretty fun. Oh yeah.
What are you gonna do, brother?
Yeah. I'm so excited. Beyond excited.
Let's hear
I was looking at Cape Canaveral and seeing if they're gonna do a launch, but they're not doing one at that time.
Right.
So, oh well.
Okay, we're gonna give a quick shout out to a prolapser named Mick who gave us that new remixed introduction that you guys heard earlier that I forgot to say.
I liked it.
So it's kind of a little bit of a EDM version of our theme song there. So if anyone else has a remix you want to send them in, and we'll try and play them. Because I mean, I'm too lazy to make a new one. I stick with my one I made for 20 minutes at the start. So if you guys want to add to it, hey,
Yeah.
add to it, send it to us. We'll try and play it. And also,
Yeah, we love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
fuck yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with Zell's prolapser of the week
Da-da-da.
at Peeb_nut.
Peeb nut.
Oh, Peeb Nut.
She wants to marry us all, and we're gonna live in a reverse big love situation. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. You said we can have bunk beds?
Yeah, we can stay up late. We can have
Oh,
bunk
it's
beds.
awesome.
So
Oh, so much room for activity.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was also said in the conversation.
Are we doing like 2 separate bunk beds or a bunk bed 4 high?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
I like that
How
idea.
about that? Cool. Anyways,
Yeah.
Peeb Nut, Zell's prolapse of the week. Okay, let's do quick. I'm going to do a quick t-shirt announcement. By the next podcast, we will have t-shirts. They are pretty much ready. The guy didn't quite finish them today, so they'll be done on Monday. We're recording on Friday or Saturday. So they'll be done. When you listen to this, they'll be ready. So stay tuned. Check to the website. That's where you're going to order everything from, alientheorist.com. We have a shopping cart set up. Pay through PayPal. A little more legit than last time. But very limited shirts, so if you want one, get on it right away.
Get on it. Yeah. I'm so excited for mine.
Yeah, me cool.
Oh, what are the odds that if they're ready before Wednesday, that's when Andrew's coming to meet me in van? Can you send him with one for me?
Yep, we'll do.
Perfect.
Sweet.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Anything else? I got one more thing. We'll end it on this. This week's music by Meteor Studios is actually my band. We've had to change our name from String Theory for copyright reasons to we are now called Lucky Monkey, mainly because it's our take on the bullshit of evolution. Kind of little subtle jab.
Oh,
Aha.
nice.
But yeah,
I get it now.
so this song's called Not So Secret Admirer.
Clever.
If you like distorted guitars, little rock and roll,
That's good. Good music.
give it a listen. Check out my band's Facebook page at Lucky Monkey Band. And we have a website here pretty quick, luckymonkeymusic.com, but it's not up yet. So stay tuned. And I think that's it. Anything else?
Oh,
Oh,
Sweet. Oh,
just keep those eyes on the.
Wait. You want to do reviews? Do you have those up?
Oh yeah, I do.
iTunes.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay,
some
I'm gonna
reviews.
I'm just gonna read my 2 favorite reviews that I just popped up. The first ones I saw.
Okay.
Hooked. But this one's 5-star review by number 1 fan, probably from the USA. I've listened to every single case file. Gotta say, really digging the podcast. Keep it up, please. Try to do a case file on the hologram theory. It is very interesting and fun to ponder.
Which one's that?
I agree.
The blue planet? Which no.
Not Blue Beam, but like just a
Yeah.
hologram. Like we live in a holographic universe, pretty much, which is pretty
Live
cool.
on the holodeck from Star Trek.
Yeah. All right, one more.
I'm gonna read this one just because it's hilarious. It makes me laugh. Garbage. By Juzik 3000 from UK. 1 star.
Yeah.
This thing is crap. Jokes are bad, and through whole thing you hear a guy breathing to Mike.
This guy can't fucking speak English, but
Thank you, Juzek.
hey,
At least you're sending us a review.
Yeah.
but don't get any ideas of giving 1 stars, but that's going to be one of the only ones we ever read. So
No, it was more funny because we were making fun of Missy
Yeah.
Spears earlier for always fucking mouth breathing.
yeah, it's true.
You say that I'm the bad one. Braden, you're pretty bad at it as well.
You guys can be equally bad. I'll tell you that right
I've
now.
sat in the movie theater with you before and can't even hear the fucking movie
It's
because
true.
all I hear is you going.
I have to sit three seats over from Braden in the movie theater because I can't watch the
So
movie.
I just
it might be a
get
little bit of
into-
both of us on this one.
I get into a nice REM sleep and during the movies. My eyes open.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both of us probably.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we'll be back. I'm not sure when.
Soon.
We don't make promises, but it'll be within a couple weeks probably. So until then,
Yeah. Keep those eyes on the skies.
right on.
Hashtag look it up.
Secret in my room. I've told you twice now. I'll never be or not. So secret.